So what is the best kept secret for a joyful, passionate, loving marriage? The kind of marriage that you wanted right from the beginning, and somehow it has slipped away. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. I've been doing this since 2001, so I know my stuff, and I'm going to teach you what is the best kept secret. And you're going to go, yeah, right, but it's true. The best kept secret, I'm going to give you more than one, okay? The best kept secret, though, is to live with your spouse the way you lived with them when you were dating. Now, I want you to think about this. When you were dating and you saw them, what was the first thing that you did? You smiled. Hi. You greeted them with an exhilaration. You were so happy to see them, and you wanted them to know it. What does that do? That's a setup for success, isn't it? What else did you do when you were dating? You texted them sweet texts. What did you not do? You never complained to them. Even if there was something that was really bugging you, you didn't say anything. And if you wanted to say something and you had to say something, you thought about it for days, maybe longer, before you found a way to say it diplomatically. Why? Out of respect and out of love. And when we stop dating and we move to the next stage of courting, and I know these aren't really defined, but they are, we start letting go of our respectful behavior, of our supportive behavior, of our loving behavior. Why would we ever do such a stupid thing? And yet everyone does. Everyone does. Well, when I started doing all of this research to create marriage teachings that made sense, it was in 2001. I was a divorce mediator prior to that, and a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. Now, I'm going to give you how we started out because it's going to give you insight into what you can do in your marriage. We started out by coming up with a system that's binary. In other words, I could do this or I could do that. And then on my whiteboard, because I'm not a psychologist, so we didn't sit down at a couch or anything, I had my whiteboard. And I thought, you know what? The business of marriage, not that marriage should be handled like a business, the business of creating my marriage into something wonderful is really based on a binary choice. Should I say this? No, I shouldn't complain. Or should I say that? Yes, I should be positive and supportive, complimentary. Should I do this? Ignore them because I'm angry with them? Or should I do that? Deal with my own anger and not let them be affected by it. You see, it's binary. And if we just do those, and you did those things automatically, you weren't even thinking about it. Should I say this? Should I say that? Should I avoid this, avoid that? You weren't thinking about it in terms of this is how I really improve our relationship. And if I do it the other way, this is how I'm going to destroy our relationship, and he's never going to marry me. She's never going to accept my proposal. And so what do we do now? What's the best kept secret? It's so simple, isn't it obvious? You go back to how you were when you were dating. Now, some of you might say, are you kidding me? We've been together for 22 years. How can I possibly go back? Well, I'm going to tell you another secret. And I know that we hear about this little thing called free will, but we don't get taught how to utilize it. We're taught, well, I can choose between chocolate and vanilla. I've got free will. Well, I don't like that dress. I like this dress. I've got free will. You also have free will to control and you don't learn this anywhere else. So you might want to write this down because you're going to forget it. We're able to control our thoughts. Yes, we are. We're able to control our speech. You know that. And we're able to control our actions. Those are the only three. You see, marriage isn't that complicated when you break it down. You have three potential options: thoughts, speech, and action. But we don't apply our free will and our volition to this basic stuff. Now you know. Now I want you to try this. When you're feeling something for the next day or so, and you're about to say something stupid, and what do I mean by something stupid? I mean something that's going to be hurtful, something that's going to be, it's going to rub her or him the wrong way. Stop. Don't say it. And don't stuff it. Some people go, oh, you want me to stuff everything? No, I don't want you to stuff anything. But it's better to stuff something than to say something that's going to hurt another person, especially the person who you married. That's just common sense. And so stop. And then take the next step. What could I say instead? It's got to be truthful. And it may not be easy for your mind to start finding something now because it's on a path of being an idiot. Take it off that path and say something sweet. Say something supportive. Say something complimentary and watch what happens. And you'll see. Now, this is how I created the entire program that we have in my books and in my courses. This is it. It's really simple. Take simple, logical stuff. I created the guardrails. Don't do this, do that. Don't say this, don't say that. But more importantly, there's techniques in there for learning how to control what's about to come out of your mouth. Also, you learn how to communicate as a married person, not as a lawyer, not as a businessman, but as someone who's married. There's a special communication for marriage. I bet you didn't know that. Anyway, like this video, and by all means, don't feel bad about subscribing to this channel. Don't feel bad about leaving a comment of any kind. Ask a question if you will. And now stay tuned for the offerings that we have. God bless you. I'm Paul Friedman. Take care. Now, if your marriage is doing okay, but you could use a little help, you can just watch these videos. It's free. Or you could read my articles. They're free. Or you could take the next step. Get one of my books. We have two books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and the other is Breaking the Cycle. And the only difference is one is a little more complicated because I wrote Breaking the Cycle for when I started to train marriage counselors into our system. Now, if your marriage is really like, oh my God, I don't know how long I could take this, then by all means, don't worry about the money. There's plans that start for less than $10 a week. Get the online course. We have one for women and we have one for men. They're both spectacular. And if both of you, and it's rare, but go to our website. And if your spouse wants to sign up too, they can, but later. First, you find out what it's all about. One thing I promise you is within days or weeks at the most, you will be blown away by the amazing changes that are happening already. God bless you. And please like this video, but more importantly, subscribe so you can get this entire series of the toxins that hit your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you and take care.